As we come back to this reality here, Mihai, you have, I want to thank you because like many partners here, like Deloitte that I can see here, Vasily as well, like Animoca that we have seen, you made everything possible because we have, of course we need some energy to make things happen. And I met Mihai through Tufik, is he here? So many friends here. Tufik, you're here? Yes, and Mimi of Tequila Rapido, that have come to every single of my previous events, which were called the web, long time ago. And we got introduced and you said yes immediately. So thank you for that. Can you explain why you are obsessed with trust?
Thank you very much, Loic. It's a pleasure to be here and congrats for everything. You made everything happen. We're just partners of this event. I'm the CEO and founder of a blockchain company called Modex, and I'm obsessed with trust. We started the whole company from the frustration of the fact that whoever controls the access to the database is the owner of the truth. And also, we're looking at what's happening now in the industry, where 90% of the world's data have been produced over the last 24 months. So we're kind of like, even if we don't want to, we're forced into the Trust 3.0 era. I would like to kind of like step back a bit and look at what Trust 1.01 was. And it was the social trust. Back in the days when we were just some kind of like nomads, hunters, we were interacting a lot and we were looking after building the social relationships based on physiology, based on gestures. Then we've passed to the Trust 2.0, which is the institutional trust. We had the church, we had all the governments, we had all the institutions that made it possible for us to live here, to reach this point. But now we're at that point where the limits of the institutional trust are kind of like pushed a lot. And when I say institutions, I'm also talking about like my other colleagues, Facebook, Google, and all the big tech giants. And I think now we're moving from an internet of data to an internet of value. And I think this is quite important because we sometimes think we're not ready for that. But actually with the programmable trust that is coming, the Trust 3.0, I think we're getting to that point where ownership becomes a verbalized need for all of us, and I think little by little, look what happened with Bitcoin or with all the digital assets that we're starting to perceive as our own kind of like our own goods. We're going into that part. We're developing things around medical records. So again, owning your medical data. We're building a lot of use cases with large organizations, and it's just a matter of time until we'll reach that point where we're going to be in the position to own actually our data and own our assets. So I think it's a massive shift. I think over the next 10 years, we're going to see a significant increase in all of those disruptive technologies, but applied ones. And I think it's quite a paradigm shift.
So you are, like many speakers here, representing the blockchain movement. And of course, many of us have in mind that, the prices have plummeted, and many people wonder if it's just, if it's just a fashion, right? If everything crashed. I personally think, I'll say it here, that it's more like it feels like 2001, that we, removed the bubble, or I hope at least that it will stop here. But that's not what you're doing. You're helping large companies provide trust for blockchain. You don't care if prices of a coin or Bitcoin go up or down. So
exactly.
How do you do that? Like, so we have Deloitte here, our other partner. What do you offer to these companies?
Well, they can be a partner of ours. Great. So yeah, we offer that kind of like quantifiable trust, the data integrity stamped next to any type of database. So we've patented the so-called blockchain database, and we bring all the benefits of a ledger next to any type of database. So we've made it extremely simple, extremely easy for any company.
What's the benefit? If I'm Richard Rudd and I have a database of users of gene keys, I don't know, Richard, we'll hear about that very soon. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.
What's the benefit for something like gene keys or any database here to put it all on the blockchain?
Well, you don't put it on the blockchain. You just
don't.
bring that specific component next to your database. So technically, you're adding that layer of trust and data integrity next to any type of database. So you're making...
What does it mean? I cannot cheat with my data anymore?
You cannot modify it, or you can modify it.
Give me one example so people understand.
Well, fraud in banking, insurance, and so many other areas where we just modify the database.
So wait, let me understand. So I am a large company.
Yes.
I have a database, like insurance.
Yes.
Customers of an insurance company.
Yes, or series of...
Why would I cheat on the database first?
Internal fraud's one part, and external data manipulation, ransomware.
Why would I manipulate my data? Give me an example of something that manipulates data.
Well, we've seen a lot of cases. Large institutions don't usually talk about that because that's an internal flaw. But basically, you leave a numbers of insurances there, and you just issue the insurance without a valid number. So we've seen so many cases where...
Why would a CEO do that?
It's not a CEO. It's never the CEO.
Never?
No, it's never the CEO. It's internal frauds, but nobody talks about that.
To do what?
Well, to monetize that specific advantage that it has on a specific data. Not even mentioning the cooking of the books in the financial industry.
Oh, that's a very clear example. I understand it.
Exactly. It just becomes impossible to do that when the regulator has one eye directly on your database. So.
Okay, so instead of owning my database, I give it to you? No. You certify it?
We don't touch it. No, we don't touch it. We
don't touch it.
We just give you a piece of technology that allows you to have that specific data integrity that we empower data integrity.
And then my third parties, my customers, my suppliers know that I did not manipulate it. That's what
Exactly, yeah. Okay. And I think it's a mathematical proof. So we're building the kind of like the Trust 3.0, us and so many other companies, by adding the mathematical proof and the trust in the algorithms that indeed the data was not.
So I don't give you my data. All you do is making sure that thanks to you, you're a third party using the blockchain, you can say in a mathematical way, no one has manipulated my data, your data.
Exactly, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It is. It's a simple integration. It's part of that 1% substance of the whole blockchain space. I agree with you. We're in the 2001 time of the blockchain where 99% of the projects will fail and that are full of smoke and mirrors. But the 1% is the one that is going to have the foundational infrastructure that will help us move to the next stage.
Modex.tech?
Yes.
What made you decide in 1 minute to support us, to support PAUA with 30+ countries in the room? And
well, I think it's a fantastic event, and I think we are a perfect solution for CEOs or entrepreneurs that really get what a new type of reality is and are ready for that. And what you're doing here, just kind of like opening the eyes of a lot of visionaries and a lot of entrepreneurs to understand basically where we're heading. And I think it's important for all of us to understand that we're in the middle of a massive shift at this point. And we have to be ready for that. We have to be open for new technologies to change our lives. And I'm just happy to be here next to you.
Before you go, you need to tell us about the Tesla thing. So for blind people, you showed me in a few minutes. How do you call it?
Lumen.
Lumen. So he has this headset band, right? Pretty much like the meditation bands that people put to meditate. And this is for blind people who cannot see.
Yeah.
And what happens?
Yeah, no, again, this company called Lumen started from another frustration that, we try to go to the moon or to invent different stuff, but the only invention that we have for blind people for thousands of years is the stick. You know what the stick does? Makes you keep left. So technically, we haven't done anything for them. So we've invented a device which uses the technology of Tesla. We used exactly the same technology, but we put the 5 cameras on your forehead. So technically, if you want to go to the bathroom or go around here or get off stage, you can do that.
So you give me 5 cameras here.
5 cameras,
so it's like
and
the LiDAR of a Tesla.
Exactly. The LiDAR of a Tesla.
So if I'm blind, like what happens? Let's say I want to go to a bathroom now.
You have vibrations here and bone induction sensors over here.
So it tells me turn left, turn right?
Exactly. Turn left, turn right, and it allows you to read. You can read the number over here. I can
read that?
Yes, exactly. You can read PAUA.
The camera will say 30 seconds left?
Exactly, yes. Or you can say, take me to my yellow shirt. Yeah.
Cross the street.
Cross the street.
Go meet an indigenous leader.
Well, yes. this
Find
is
the feathers.
Yeah, it's important to help them move around, and this is again another.
What data does it see? Does it have a database of all the streets in the world? Or?
No. It's completely autonomous, so it just maps, just like Tesla, everything, all the environment.
So I go to the bathroom once?
Yes.
Then it knows how to go to the
Exactly. If you map that specific location, it goes that.
I would like to talk to you offline about things that we could do for non-blind people, because it's about upgrading your brain.
Yeah.
I would love to have 5 cameras on my head.
It is.
There is, Busan and Sia have some methods to add some very special cameras to your head, but
great.
Here we'll do that. Mihai, thank you so much for supporting us, and you're a conscious entrepreneur. I want to say that. We'll have many more on stage. We could have done a whole week of program, hopefully we will, but you're one of these entrepreneurs that got it, supported us, but also are trying to improve. So trust and the way blind people live in this world and can integrate. So I think this is wonderful.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mihai.
Thank you.